Ooh wee! Welcome, everyone, to Chasing Chips with your favorite Suns fan, Joshua Davis. Say something to the people, Joshua. Let them know who you are, how you feeling, brother.
Been a long week, but I'm here. Work be crazy,
Oh
but
my gosh!
it's good. Basketball's back, and it feels good just watching basketball games again, to be honest. I know it's like preseason, and shit don't matter. Kind of. It doesn't matter. I guess you can see how people are gelling, but it's just good to watch basketball, man. I'm just enjoying myself in that regard.
That's good. And I'm your biggest Clippers fan, Charles Dixon. And we're going to start with the first quarter. As usual, last week we talked about who had the easiest run to the NBA Finals, and I believe it was the Heat, and Josh believed it was the Nuggets. So the Suns had a preseason game against the Blazers yesterday, blew them out, had a great game. You telling me about it. We'll get into that. But the funny thing for me, off of that conversation we had last week, in a recent preseason game, the Suns' big three didn't play. I just don't understand why they didn't play. All the stars are playing most of the games and not really sitting out, but all three of them didn't sat out when they had to play the Nuggets. Why did they sit out? Why are they not playing in that preseason game? You think they're playing mind games and why they don't want to play the Nuggets, or you just think it was
Yeah,
just
I mean,
scheduling?
maybe it's mind games or maybe it's just like necessary rest. I think we're going to be pretty conservative throughout the season too, just with people playing. We're not. It'd be great to get first in the standings, but ultimately the playoffs matter. And we do.
That's
And
you can't
I
do that no
think
more.
what
You can't do that no more.
you
The new
can,
rule:
you can.
at least one star has a play.
I know. I mean, at least one star has to play if no like actual injury. So I mean, like, how are they really going to determine if it is like an actual injury or not? I think there's going to be a very fine line. Like, are they going to call them out? Where are you drawing the line? I think it's going to be difficult to determine whether or not it is an injury or whether or not it isn't. So I think that we have to be real with ourselves. There is a element of risk that we have taken on just adding Beal and Kevin Durant and Booker, who both can miss games. So we got to be real with ourselves and just rest when we can. So I don't think it was like a strategy thing. I think it was more or less just like hey, let's rest them. Let's just have them chill. Like we got 82 games to go. Like this is gonna be a long fucking season. So like, what's the point of playing them for the preseason? I was more
No,
surprised that seeing us sit all three stars and then them playing pretty much all their players, minus I think Christian
yeah,
Brown.
Jokic just played every single game, every single preseason game, because
Yeah,
obviously we don't know if it's true or not. If he touched the basketball this summer, it didn't look like it. Looked like he was having so much fun doing other things that. But he's probably seems like a person that doesn't like show everybody what he's doing. Like he doesn't show everyone he's in the gym. So I believe he was in the gym a few times. But yeah, the Nuggets they're trying to try to catch up where they left off.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, Nuggets are solid. I'm surprised with that Nuggets game that we were able to stick around with them till the fourth quarter. I think we were down two with like a few minutes left in the fourth quarter. And we didn't play three of our stars, so that's a good sign to me.
A wild sign to me was seeing Jimmy Butler and his emo team media day. For me, I picked the Heat. I said the Heat had an easy road. Um, and if anybody dresses up like Jimmy Butler for a media day, I'm rocking with him. I just want to say that I just love anyone that thinks to do something like that is incredible. The year before that, he used fake dreads. So I'm just very excited to see what happens in Miami. How much does the Jimmy Butler's confidence factor into how good the Heat are?
I don't give a damn about the Heat, to be honest. I really don't. I'd say that the Heat are heading down a path, unless they pick up like James Harden or someone that's another star. They're not going to be competitive in the East next year. I'm sorry. Jimmy Butler is Jimmy
Oh, then
Butler.
I definitely
We
got to
always
read you
come
this.
out.
He, this quote was really good. He said in a recent Sports Illustrated, he's like, "I already lost. What the fuck am I gonna do about it? Mope. I didn't do my job. Oh well, sue me. But I'm gonna go home, play with my kids. I'll beat my guys and dominoes and cards, and then we'll go on vacation together. We'll drink some wine, have some really nice food, and then we're gonna suit up in October and gonna whoop all y'all asses again." So he just already knows they're gonna make it to the finals again. Now,
Mm.
I love that confidence for Jimmy. Do I think it's a little bit out of this world? Because I'm with you. I don't think they are going to get to the finals again. Because they're saying they didn't. The reason why they were at the bottom of the barrel last year is because of all the injuries and stuff like that. I mean, that does make sense. Hero was hurt, okay, but I don't know. I've watched a few of their preseason games. I think they're not going to be in the position they were last year. I think they're a middle tier. I think they're like 5, 6, and 7. But I think Miami has a chance to upset people. Playoff Jimmy is a real thing. So, like you said, for the Suns, you just wanted to get to the playoffs. It's probably the same thing for the Miami Heat. They just want to get to the playoffs, and when they get to the playoffs, that's when they make noise. So
That's true.
I mean,
It's true. But I just don't see that. I just don't see them being a threat next year. I'm sorry. I mean, I know Jimmy Butler's going to do his thing, but Kyle Lowry ain't getting any younger. Tyler Hero doesn't want to be there. And, Bam is Bam, I guess. But
Bam is Bam.
yeah, I mean, like, he's solid, but I'm not going to say Bam's not going to win you a game.
Really? Bam is going to win you a game. If Bam doesn't play well, they're definitely going to lose.
Bam,
He
so
has
you
to be
think
more
Bam?
consistent.
So you think Bam could take over a game?
I think so. Yeah, he's done it before. He can go 25 and 15. That'd be crazy. That's taking over a game to me. You know what I'm saying?
25 points. Damn, that's crazy.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Now 25 points. Now you say that.
I'm not saying he's not solid. I'm not saying he's not solid.
No. You just react 25 points. It's like it's nothing. 25 points is tough.
I wouldn't say 25 points is taking over a game. Like, I wouldn't say that. Would you say 25 points is taking over a game? Eric Gordon can average 25 points. And he's like
absolutely not.
He's old as shit.
Absolutely not. There's no
in
way
the playoffs
he cannot average 25 points.
But you know what I mean. That was maybe an exaggeration. But you know what I mean. Like 25 points does not mean nothing. It doesn't mean anything to me. Like, it doesn't. That to me, that's not taking over a game. Yeah, I mean, that's solid, but I just don't think that he's going to move the needle enough to make up for how much better the East got.
Okay. Well, we've entered the second quarter, which is the rankings, ESPN player rankings. One of the biggest things when it came out, SGA was higher than Booker. I know you don't agree. Go ahead, say it. Why don't you?
Yeah,
agree?
It's just dumb as shit. I don't know.
First of all, this is crazy, people. How is SGA better than Devin Booker? But
first of all, I want to point out that rankings are stupid in general.
Oh wow!
So
we won't do it on our show then.
I think. Well, I think rankings in general are stupid. If we want to do it for fun, then that's all for it. But I always take it with a grain of salt when ranking come up because it's all subjective. So I like Shea. I like his game. I do think he's a foul merchant. And that's good for him. He's able to draw a lot of fouls. James Harden did the same thing whenever he was in his prime. So I get it. You're exploiting the game a little bit, but the ball's in your hands a lot with OKC. Them not having another dominant ball scorer. Like he is. So I'm not trying to shit on SGA. I do think SGA is top 15 player in the NBA. Now, is he above Devin Booker? No. I mean, look at his accolades, look at his achievements, look at his stats. I understand that he scored a lot with OKC, but what has it amounted to? Booker has led his team to the playoffs multiple times now. And the guy, what did he average, 30-something points in the playoffs last year? This is not just I'm not just looking at the entire resume. I'm looking at recent, Where was OKC in the playoffs? That's a team that is led by you. And no one can tell me that and sit there and say that, oh, OKC isn't good. OKC is pretty solid, dude. I know that they lost Chet last year, but they have a pretty solid team, So I would argue that Booker is a better passer. He is near the same level of a defender. I think Devin Booker is a two-way guard now. He used to not be, but now he is. He's actually a pretty solid defender.
I disagree, but go on.
Okay, you can disagree. That's fine.
I got you.
You can give SGA the nod too on defense. I'm fine with that. But to say overall, who's a more versatile scorer? I think Devin Booker is a more versatile and reliable scorer. Yeah, and he's a better passer, and he's winning games. And you
Well,
could sit here and point
better
to
team.
Kevin Durant or whatever, but the Suns had not. I mean, people say that we were good the year that we went to the Bucks and played the Bucks in the finals, but Chris Paul was essentially our second best player. Mikal Bridges was not as good as he is now. So Devin Booker has had shit teams before. Remember when he had Alex Len and Dragan Bender? And he wasn't getting the praise. He was doing the same shit that SGA was doing back then when he had fucking Marquise Chris and the Morris twins and Alex Len and Dragan Bender and all these shit fucking players. And no one was giving him any props.
Because they
No
didn't
one
make the
gave him any
playoffs.
credit. He
They
wasn't
didn't
on.
make the playoffs.
Okay. So
Booker
does
didn't make
that
the
matter?
playoffs. That
Does
does
that matter?
matter. That does.
Okay, so what? Okay, exactly. So SGA
Booker didn't lead
getting
his team to the playoffs
Okay, but
ever
what-
when he didn't have a star.
Tell me about SGA's playoff stats last year.
They got to the playoffs. I don't know what they are off the top, but they got there.
Play-in is not the playoffs to me, boy. It's
So
not
they
the
got to the
playoffs.
play. Whoa!
Play-in is not the playoffs to me.
Oh man, I mean,
Play-in is not the playoffs. Don't act like it is.
let's go back to them Booker years. I don't think they would have even made the play-in if there was a play-in during that time. So that's
Booker's
the thing.
team back then was dramatically worse than
worse
than OKC's team now. Yeah, you got Josh Giddey, you got Chet, which you didn't have last year. I get it. You got Lou Dort, you got Jalen Williams, you got the other Jalen Williams as well. They got a solid squad there. We had Alex Len, we had Tyler Ulis, we had Marquise Chris, we had Dragan Bender. Like those guys were fucking garbage. Josh
At
Jackson.
the end of the day, I think you're looking in the hindsight 2020 that it was garbage. But when they were on the team, I don't think they were garbage. They didn't play to their potential.
Are you telling me Dragan Bender was not good or was good?
I mean, by the end of the season, we figured out that he wasn't good. But when he was coming in, he had high praise. I think
That don't mean he's good. That don't mean he was good.
I mean, it doesn't. But I think Devin Booker, the knock is that if we're comparing the age of back like side by side, they're going to say SGA was out there. I say SGA is a better passer. I think SGA is a better ball handler. You know what I'm saying? And defender.
I don't agree.
What?
I don't agree. I don't think he's a better passer.
I don't think Devin Booker got handles like that. I think he's great. I think he's the best shooting guard as a GM voted. Shooting guard, boom.
They literally had the exact same assist statistics for last year.
Last year?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll give
5.5.
That's a good one because that's a good stat because
SGA
has the ball.
So Booker's got him beat on 3-point percentage.
You said what?
Field goal percentage. Shea's got him beat by like a 1 percentage point or so.
Yeah.
And then SGA was on a significantly worse team, so he's going to have more points. That's just how it is.
Yeah, for sure.
But I just don't understand how you're going to make this jump. I mean, what was SGA ranked like the year before? Like 60-something? You can't just say he's going to make this jump up to the top 10 because of how he played. They didn't even make the playoffs. They made the play-in, and they lost. Like, you can't tell me that SGA is better. Again, not saying that SGA is significantly worse than Booker. I'm just saying, like, the continued disrespect to Devin Booker remains. And I don't get it. I don't understand. Booker's been to the finals. He's been to playoffs a few times now. In the playoffs last year, he put up numbers in the playoffs that were astronomical, like Michael Jordan-esque numbers,
Mm-hmm.
And how are you just going to forget that? Like, that didn't happen. And then you're going to put him at 11. You're going to put Anthony Davis over him. You're going to put SGA over him. I don't agree.
I love you brought up Anthony Davis because I'm really upset about that ranking. I think for me it's because PG and Kawhi are in. PG's at 18, Kawhi's at 24. And what made me mad was like the two things you said about PG and Kawhi at the end was can Leonard bounce back from a meniscus tear to his same right knee that he suffered an ACL injury, and how would he handle the new NBA participation policy? And for PG is can he remain healthy for the entire season? But Anthony Davis who is in that same realm of injury, of all the people we talk about always injured, Anthony Davis is there, but he's at 10. And that's what I'm like, how did they make that? How did he get 10 and he's as injury prone as you would say Kawhi and PG are? But he's at 10. But you got the other two down at the bottom. And I'm like, 10 is too high for Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? I think he should be in the lower.
They get the love because they're Lakers. You know, it's got the Lakers. And if Anthony Davis, I guarantee if Anthony Davis was on a different team, say he was back on the Pelicans and he was putting up the exact same numbers, he would be ranked at like 18.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So that's what I'm talking about, how the ranks are so fucking stupid because it's all subjective.
Yeah,
they're always going to play favorites over the high market teams, you know? So it's just like.
It's always going to be like that. You're a high market team. You're not a high market team, and we're in a high market. I know you're not. I messed up. You're not a high market, but you're a really good team and been a really good team for the past few years. The Clippers are in a high market, but we've always had doubt. We always have doubt in everybody's ranking minds. We're never going to be talked about as a team that's ever going to win a chip anymore. 2019 is probably the last year people are going to pick us to win. So I'm very happy in the position we are now where people are not even talking about it, not even caring. But when it comes to these rankings, do you think they're actual rankings off of skill or just off of controversy? Sometimes I'm getting now why I see them every year. It's all about clicks. For me, I'm like, this has to be about clicks.
You can't tell me that Booker doesn't crack the top 10 of NBA players if this man averages for playoffs last year, averaged 33.7 points per game in the playoffs, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, shooting 50% from 3, 58% field goal. Like, those are numbers that are crazy, you know? So it's like, you can't tell me that he's not cracking the top 10. Like, that's just wild. And I'm not throwing shade at anyone else.
It's the same.
Those numbers are crazy.
Numbers are wild. And the same thing with Kawhi. Kawhi was averaging 33 points in that Sun series. Was going crazy, playing both sides of the ball before he got injured. And that's what he looks like healthy, when he looks healthy and focused. So I'm like, even though it wasn't a big glimpse of that, it's fuel to the fire for me as a Clippers fan. And I know it's the same for you as a Suns fan. Like, all right, look, y'all doubting our players in personally want like who they are as players, and these people are ranked above them. I personally don't think 15 players are better than Kawhi Leonard. I don't think you know what I'm saying.
I think out of those 10 players that were ranked, I think 3 of them Booker's better than personally. But that's just my opinion.
Let's not go crazy.
Is all subjective.
We don't. In the third quarter, we're gonna talk about the Clippers and Suns preseason. The Clippers have played 2 preseason games so far. The Suns have played 3. Who was the most surprising player you watched on your team so far?
That's a good question. I'd say Grayson Allen.
Yeah, there it is.
My boy Grayson Allen, dude.
My boy. Wow.
My boy, dude. My boy.
No chance. Let me tell y'all. When
I love Grayson Allen now, dude.
When a trade happened, I said, Josh, y'all got Grayson Allen. That's good for y'all. Josh was like, what? That's terrible. I don't want Grayson. What has Grayson Allen ever done? I'm like, oh, he's going to be good for y'all. Now, he's on the bandwagon.
He's pretty solid, I will say. You know, I was skeptical because I didn't watch a lot of Grayson Allen, to be honest, and I thought he was a dirty player, and he probably still is to some level. That's the only videos they ever posted. He's our pet Bev. You know, we need an annoying pest that's willing to go and like, you know, trip someone up. And like, I'm not condoning that behavior. I'm just saying sometimes
you need it.
You got to be a dog, and I'm saying he's a dog, and he also is pretty nice with the shot. You know, he can drive, he can shoot the ball. So he's gonna be nice coming off the bench. I'm gonna like that. And the Eric Gordon has been solid too, to be honest. But yeah,
he'll give you one of those games every 5 games or every 10 games. So I wouldn't get too hoped up
coming off the bench. I don't care. It's all good. That's all we need.
I mean, better
than for me. It's better than who we had last year.
Yeah, that's true. Y'all had nobody off the bench. Woo. For me, the Clippers, I got Bones Highland, man. Bones had 18 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 blocks in his one and the only preseason game. It was great to watch. He was the command of the second unit. It was definitely had a different vibe, and you can see he was learning. He's been learning from Russell Westbrook. it's really dope. It's really good to see. He still has his moments where he's out of control. I understand that, but I know he's always going to have those. He's only what, year 4, year 3
Mm.
player. He's very, I don't know. I'll look it up later, but he's a young player, so he's going to have those moments where he's out of rhythm or going too fast. But what I'm seeing is that he is really taking in everything he's learning from Russell, because he's doing Russell things. Like he's pushing the ball, kicking it, knows when to go to the hoop, knows when to take it back. He did go 0 for 6 from 3-point land in that, which wasn't good. And I know he's already talking about how he's going to be
Never
working
been
on that.
good.
But I'm very, very happy to see what Bones has become over his offseason workouts into now. I think he's going to be a real different maker for that second unit. I think we don't want to slow down our pace. I think we're going to move. We're going to be moving fast this season, faster than we ever have. And I believe that second unit has to keep that speed up, and I think Bones will be able to do that. So I'm very excited. Very excited.
Just want to see that matchup, though.
What matchup?
I don't know. I just feel like we kind of have like some bigger guards, and even like our going into our second unit, we got like Jordan Goodwin, and then we got some stocky guards, So I think that they're gonna give Bones some trouble if we match up.
But they got to keep up with him. That's the biggest thing. They are not. All the people you just named are not quick at all.
Booker and Beal?
You said the second unit. We're not talking about the starting 5.
Yeah, no, I mean that's fine. Who Jordan Goodwin's actually been a surprise too. I've liked what I've seen thus far of him. St. Louis boy.
One person, not 8. I know you can name the whole roster, all the good things. You can say a good thing about everybody on your team, even if they play bad. You can be like,
who's been playing bad?
You know what was good about that guy? Even though he went 0 for 6.
Let's talk about that though. So I'll go first, but you go second. As far as like who you've been disappointed in thus far.
Ooh.
And who I've been disappointed in thus far, gotta be Bobo. He's a negative for the 3 games that he's played in the preseason. He's a negative 38 plus minus.
Oh my
He's
God.
just been so awful. He's like a baby deer. Like he has some spurts where he does something good, but then he just he seems clueless out there, and he just like makes dumb turnovers, and he wants to block the shots, but he's always, goaltending, and I feel like he has the tools, but he just seems young. I don't know. He seems like really
young.
fresh.
He's just young. He's just young, and he's still trying to find his footing. I think he puts a lot of pressure on himself about what's going on. Everybody's always, they want him. A lot of people want him to be so good, and then some people just always telling how bad he's going to be. So, but he still has difficulty just finding who he is. What is his game? And I think he needs to get on he needs to be on a good team like this. I don't know if he makes the team, but if he does, it'd be good for him, because I think he will grow.
I think he'll make the team.
Playing on a good team. He's been on bad teams. He's been on,
Yeah, I think he just needs to focus a little bit. And honestly, it's unfair because when he's on the floor, everyone is watching him.
Yeah,
because he's just kind of like a for lack of a better term, but like a freak out there. Like he's like,
for sure.
He's like 7 feet tall, and like he's just a giant. So people like they cheer him when he comes on, and like people are always watching him, waiting for him to do something. And a lot of pressure. I get it, but you gotta focus, brother. You gotta focus.
They treat him like he's like, for one, truly like
his dad.
Like his dad. And it's like, oh, this is African player giving on I'm like, there's a bunch of African players in the league now. He's not the only one that y'all gotta cheer for like crazy. Like, but then again, it is Phoenix. So they don't see too much of these type of people there. But so but they treat him like he's a 12th man. Like, you know how the 12th man runs off the bed, but it's like, oh my God, the ball boy's playing. Right. So it's like, calm down. Still doing all that. And I think he's gonna have one of those big games that y'all gonna be like, okay, this is who he is. You know what I'm saying? Come in, block some shots, have some like energy plays, take him out. You know what I'm saying? 5 points, 2 blocks. That's a good game if you're looking for Bobo. For me, it's gonna be Terence Mann. Watching him play, you could tell he's in his mind. He got a lot of stuff going on up here. Same thing mentally, being in trade talks all summer. First time for him, for real. Like, first time where he was really going to get traded, And I think he's trying to do too much on the floor. He's only had like 2 points in the first game and like 6 in the second. And we've all expected him to do more. I think scoring wise. I think in the preseason, I want him to. Everybody says he's a versatile defender, and I think for me, I want him to get better at scoring the ball, on a regular basis, on a consistent basis, and it hasn't shown that. He hasn't really found what his role is when he sees Kawhi, PG, and Russ on the floor. Like, what are you gonna do? I know in one lineup they had him starting at power forward. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow. I understand he's not actually the starter, but at power, he's not gonna be guarding other power forwards, but he's on the floor as the PF. And it's one of those things that he can see he's doing too much thinking. And I think for him, he just needs to calm down, just let the game come to him. He's in a role when you're playing with guys like Russ, Kawhi, and PG. You just got to play. You got to let the game come to you. They give you the ball, be ready to make the shot. They give you the ball, take it to the rack with confidence. And then just play defense on the other end. Get steals, come down, dunk. You're a high flyer. But he can't see as having Kenyon Martin Jr. as a team as someone that, this dude's pretty much going to be it. They really got him because I'm going to get traded. They're going to replace him with me. And I don't think if he's thinking like that, that's what's being detrimental to his play on the court right now. Because I can feel that's probably like, it's a lot. And I can like, man, he's just doing too much thinking. Just play the game, bro. Just play.
Yeah, I think you guys are going to end up giving in and trading Terence, Mann, personally.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think if he keeps playing like this, especially his first 10 games of the season, he's definitely gone. Like, I think, like, a lot of fans love him, and I like him too. But if he showed the first 10 games that he just ain't got it going mentally and can't deal with all the rumors and play well at the same time, might as well get rid of him now because.
Yeah, but if I'm Philly though, like, why not trade? Let's trade him to Miami and go get Tyler Hero. Like, I think Tyler Hero would be a good pairing with Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, and you have Tobias Harris. I think that's like you got a little squad there.
And yeah, that's a 3-team trade right there.
Is that a 3-team? No. I'm talking about just James Harden going to Miami.
Wow.
You think Daryl Morey wants to do any favors for James Harden right now?
Yeah, James just came out and said that it's like a marriage. When somebody lies and you lose trust in a marriage, you don't trust them anymore. That's just how it is. They don't trust each other. They don't like each other. There's all about business now. So I think Morey just has to do what's best for the team. So right. You can't be going on vendettas. We're gonna trade him to Miami just because I don't want to trade him to LA. But
you saw what happened. You saw what happened with Dame. Like, I don't think these GMs are catering to these players anymore and where they want to go.
But the main thing about that was the GM said from Portland is that he didn't like what the agent was doing. He didn't like how the agent was running his mouth the entire time and almost built up a vendetta versus the agent and not Dame. They said he was going to trade Dame to Miami.
The GMs aren't giving in. The GMs aren't catering to whatever the player's demands are.
It depends on the player.
Coming to the player.
I think it depends on the player. I think they were going to trade him to Miami if it was just Dame and the GM talking. Hey, out of respect for you, I know we've done everything we can with you. You want to go to Miami with Zil. But when other people, his agents started coming in and started talking all his mess, outside noise, it made the situation ugly. And that's what Dame said. Like, it just got ugly over time. So he knew he wasn't coming back. He even told him he's willing to come back. And GM's like, nah, it's too late. You're not coming back with us. And he was surprised to hear that. But it got ugly from everybody around. And then Dame didn't help by going on every single podcast in the world and pretty much saying what he wants and wants to move and things like that. So
honestly, though, I'd be surprised if Daryl Morey trades James to the Clippers.
Yeah, so for right now with that, the Clippers are more so prioritizing the James instead of Malcolm Brogdon. Now, if we don't get James, I will say we will get Malcolm. And I think
Brogdon was looking good yesterday. He was playing against us. He was hitting.
Yeah, so I don't have no problem with him. I think Malcolm is good. I think he's a good asset to have. And to have a Malcolm and a Norman Powell on the same team will be a second unit that's very strong. And that's
Wait, you
Malcolm
say
could probably
second unit?
start.
Oh, so you wouldn't start Malcolm Brogdon?
I think if we're trading Terrence Mann, I think he starts. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's head to the fourth and final quarter, which I always like doing this with Josh because it's very hard for him to say something nice with the other teams in our division. So this is the fourth quarter. Say something nice, Josh. This is where we're gonna say something nice about the three other teams in the division: Lakers, Kings, and Warriors. Lakers first. Go.
The Lakers. The Lakers have a lot of talent on paper.
That's nice. For me, Rich Paul has a book out. Lucky Me, a memoir of changing the odds. Great job, Rich. Can't wait to read it. That's my.
What's Rich Paul got to do with the Lakers?
A lot.
I know he's. I
Everything.
know, but like, what do you? Well, that's your compliment. It's not complimenting the Lakers. It's complimenting Rich Paul.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's I can't. The Kings.
De'Aaron Fox has the potential to be top 3 point guard in the league next year.
That's good. I believe the Kings, the team with the best offense last season, still isn't talked about as one of the top teams in the league. Should be very, very happy. All Kings fans, enjoy this moment of where you're good. You're a really good team, and no one's talking about you. It's fantastic place to be in. No pressure, no nothing. I think it's just one of those things, and I think the Kings will be a top 5 team in the West by the end of the year, end of the season. So,
yeah.
Now on to your favorite team, the Warriors. You might dislike the Warriors more than the Lakers.
That's not true.
No,
I dislike Warrior fans more than
there we go.
Dislike the Lakers. Yeah, Laker fans. I mean, yeah. So Warrior fans are the word.
Yeah,
Laker fans are. You know what they are like. Warrior fans like they're so obnoxious. Laker fans been around for longer than Warrior fans. Warrior fans just sprung up out of nowhere, And also, the thing I don't like about the Warriors is that the real fans aren't. I don't even think they're allowed in the stadium because it's so damn expensive to go there. So I don't know. What would I say nice about the Warriors? Chris Paul is fun to watch sometimes.
And for me, what's tough for you? And for me is good job for the Warriors to go to San Quentin and have a basketball game against the
Oh yeah.
That was really cool. I think Clay and Chris doing that is something that's gonna be fun team to have, fun team to watch. I wouldn't say that. I think it's just another season where Steph is gonna go crazy, and we're just gonna be like, "Oh man, he doesn't have a supporting cast." So
I will make one comment though. I think that Jordan Poole for Chris Paul trade could go down as one of the worst trades in this decade.
Jordan Poole gonna go crazy.
Personally,
Jordan Poole gonna
go
nuts in Washington. I hope he puts up 25.
And trading him for Chris Paul was wild.
Huh?
Chris Paul's gonna get hurt the first 10 games of the season. I'm just telling you right now. No offense. I don't want to wish injuries on anyone, but I'm just saying, Chris Paul is notorious for getting hurt, especially when it matters the most. I've experienced it for the 4 years as a Suns fan.
Yeah, I would say that's the one
year.
experience you had that I don't have. He was always healthy in the playoffs. He just didn't show up at the moments we needed him. And for you, he just wasn't there for the moments you needed him. And at the Rockets, he wasn't there for the moments they needed him. But Chris Paul is usually really good in the regular season. So, I mean, at least he'll be with the Warriors to get him to the playoffs. And then there is when things get a little iffy for him. But yeah. I'm a Chris Paul fan, so I'm always wishing the best for him. Hope he does stay healthy. And if he does stay healthy, that team is a team to watch. But I don't see him as a threat, even if he is healthy. I think the Clippers can beat them in a series, no doubt.
Defense.
But yeah, that's it. That's the end of the episode. Thank y'all for watching Chasing Chips. Come back. We're here every single week. Yeah, that's it. Peace.